Hey, welcome to New Comic Book Day. I'm Hillbill Lee. Today is April the 8th, which this is actually now April the 9th when you see this, and I post it. However, talking about it now, April the 8th. April the 8th, New Comic Day, and guess what? Voila! This is my haul for this week. It's pretty hefty, as you could tell. Quite a few. However, out of these quite a few books, let me show you, let me get to it. There is, right here, it's just one book. That is total of one book right there, which I will talk about, that one book that has multiple covers, after I talk about this one. The new issue of Absolute Green Lantern, number 13. This one is by Ricky... I'm not even going to attempt to say the last name. I don't want to offend them or myself, but I am liking this cover. I always, when Green Lantern issues started coming out and they put the Green Lantern symbol, originally it was just a flat symbol. Then it became like a standout symbol. And then now it's the floating green, which I love that. They should have a glowing green, just light around their whole body. As long as the ring has power, they should have a glowing green around them. That's just the way I think. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but they should. This is a very cool cover. The ring, if you don't know, it's not a typical Green Lantern ring, but it's unique to this story, and it's the Absolute story, so it changes, so it doesn't have to match up with the originals. But so far, I have been enjoying this book. Next up is the Multitude. I will talk about Amazing Spider-Man. This is there's a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 covers that I got. Like I said, there's quite a few out of that stack. So by getting 2, I could actually do this, show it, and hold it. So this is the regular cover, cover A by Ryan Stegman. I like it. It doesn't quite happen this way in the comic, as it most covers typically do not show what's inside in the book itself. But I did enjoy this book. It didn't follow up as much on the issue of Venom that had a character death in it that everybody's happy about. And I'm still iffy. I think it's done. If it's done correctly and they progress the way that people are wanting it to progress with these two characters, then yeah, it could be good. If not, if it was just they didn't like the character and they killed him off, then yeah, that was sad. But let's go on to the next cover, and yet another one of my favorites, which I've talked about in the last 2 videos, is David Nakayama, or DNA, as I've been told by a friend to say DNA, because that's how he signs it, DNA. These covers, Spider-Gwen, very cool. She became a hit instantly, and if you could find a cheap version of her first appearance, well, then you're very lucky. Too much weight. So let's move along to the next set. So I'll put these right there, and then the next 2 is the Connecting cover by Ivan Khalil, featuring Mary Jane, and I can't wait to put all of these together and see. It's a block, I believe, versus the horizontal look, but these have been very cool covers. If you can't tell, the Connecting will be the Spiral, which is Death Spiral, the character. He keeps getting a little more information given about him in each issue. Still not much. What happens in this issue creates a new character with the new character, kind of similar to what we'll be talking about later with the Web of Venom, and I've already done a short on. So this one is the Lee Bermejo one. Again, I've talked about him before. He does such a great job of showcasing how it almost would look in real life with the material, like how it bunches up, like right there. The shirt bunches up. It doesn't stay flat. So, it's very cool. And I've always liked the out of the costume web shooters that he would have, the web cartridges where he see it, that's a homage back to the 70s, I believe, and the Electric Company, and then another TV show that had Spider-Man. This is a homage one because the Ultimate line is coming, so they're doing the Ultimate Farewell ending to it. So these are the Ultimate Farewell monthly fanfare covers. This is actually what people want to see that was taken away many years ago with Brand New Day. So this relationship right here. So that's why the Ultimate Spider-Man line is selling pretty well. So yeah, go get that too. Yeah, it's ending. You might have to get the trades unless you got some money in your pockets that you could spare. Mark Bagley, who again is another favorite of mine. He's the original Ultimate line of Ultimate Spider-Man. So it's really cool to have a matching up of the old and new. Even though these are not Ultimate lines, but the old artists with the cover saying farewell to the new. Bagley has a way of drawing the chin, and it's his head. It's very, very distinguished with him. Mark Bagley is able to give Spider-Man a young look, but also an adult look at the same time. It's very difficult. Well, I imagine it's very difficult. I can't do it. Next up is the 1 in 25. This one is one that I got. I'll try to get the incentives when I can. If you can't see, the carnage is in the lens reflection, and there's some texture, which this comes from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with the puff paint on the webbing, which does look really cool, and it does look cool on real costumes. If you go to a convention like Dragon Con or whatnot, you'll see people with the puff paint. It really does make a actual cheap costume look really good. So that's a little tip: get some puff paint and just draw lines, and you'd have almost a very movie-like costume. So next up. This one is Black Cat number 9 by Adam Hughes. Again, he is one of my favorites. One of the things that you could tell with Adam Hughes when he does his, look for the eyes. The way he does his eyes, they are a little bigger than most cases, and he has an outline that's like a nice thick outline. It's hard to tell on here because, Black Cat, black. You can't see the black line. But that's a way to tell. He's been around the industry for a very long time. He did a series with Dark Horse called Ghost. He worked on a few of those. That's a fun series to read. It has an omnibus out now, or Compendium Omnibus. This one is the end. It's not the end. The end. Number 5 of 2099. It's got the future 2099 characters in there with Mephisto, who is ageless. So this could be the Mephisto that we're reading about now. That's time traveled to 2099. Who knows? That's the way he works. So next is another DC book. This one, Green Lantern Corps, or Green Lantern Corpse. I wouldn't say corpse, that sounds like they're dead. Green Lantern Corps. This cover, I really like this. It's I believe this is the Things to Come one, where it gives you little hints of what's to come. I'm not quite sure who, if that's John Stewart or not. There in the background, taking over everything. There's some known characters. Guy Gardner in his original Guy Gardner costume, which I got to tell you, that's been my fan favorite of Guy Gardner. I don't know why Guy Gardner gets so much hate and treated so badly, because technically, if you know the history of Guy Gardner, he was going to be the lantern that the Ring picked when Abin Sur was passing away, when the ship crashed to Earth. The only reason Hal Jordan was picked was because he was closer to Abin Sur. So otherwise, it would have been Guy Gardner. That was the original choice, at least in past history. With all the retcons, that's probably changed. Same, it's like his costume used to be based off of like an elite guardian with the Green Lantern Corps, but now it's just him looking like a biker. But he was a cop, so that, you know, he adds, that's part of the reason, you know, he had already the cop mentality going into the Green Lantern Corps. Another connecting one is Scotty Young, the Iron Man #4. I can't wait to show these. These are the long ones. It won't be a box. It won't be a square. It's square. I will post, let's see, I will post these. You see this one here, so maybe about, right there, connecting covers. So, Iron Man, Tony Stark, he's fun, depending on who what story's going on. I do like that, you know, the whole no longer drinking. He has to battle with that, and it's an issue. Next is Null, but this cover is a Todd Nunnik. I don't know if you can tell up there. I got a Harley Quinn sketch by him. I've had that for years. I love it. This one, no, you know, I mean, if you don't know, Null is the god of the symbiotes. He created the symbiotes. He had that taken away. He's no longer the King in Black. He's working on becoming the King in Black again. That's coming up. A whole new story with the, like, Return of the King in Black or something like that. So that could be interesting. That's just how it goes. Characters are good and they lose whatever made them good, and then they'll get back to being good again. Here is another Ultimate Farewell cover on the Mortal Thor, which I'm not digging this series so far. The Thor leading up to it was really good, and then Thor died, and spoiler, but that's in the last series, and so then it became the Mortal Thor. And it's kind of like the old days where he had the split personality, yet he doesn't have the Thor personality. He's just a human. It hasn't been gripping. I get it because Thor is in my top five favorite characters. I've been reading Thor like many of the others for many years since I was just a little kid. It actually started with the character of his brother Balder. I can never pronounce that guy's name. He's the other one with the giant horned helmet. Next up, I got 3 covers that are the variants of the Sirens Love Hurts. So this one, if you want to read a good Sirens, pick up the original Gotham City Sirens run. There's a trade graphic novel of them, or you get the individual ones. But I mean, these are okay. They're fun. It's more of like they're playing on the nostalgia of these characters coming together again. But it's, yeah, the original is much better, and it's a longer run. So this it's the variant cover to it, the Derek Chu cover with Catwoman. And then this one is, again, I'm not going to attempt to say the name, but it's the connecting one. Eventually, they'll have all of them connecting, and I'll do another woo when they're all out, and you see all the characters together. Still, it's a fun story, don't get me wrong. But this one, if you go to the short, you get a longer discussion on this Web of Venom one. This is a homage character to the original Web of Spider-Man #1. There was one other Web of Venom series, I think, that was only one issue. But aside from that, this is the only time that I believe that they've actually done a play on a Spider-Man title, like Web of Spider-Man, Web of Venom. So, but it's not Venom. Go to the short, and that I posted last night and tonight, last night, tonight, and you will get a nice little description on what this book's about. This is the foil cover, nice and shiny, shiny. Yeah, I just liked it. This makes Venom, well, this character, the new symbiote character, just the way it should be, creepy. I never understood the quite the anatomy of the symbiotes when the humans are inside. It's kind of like the Hulkbuster armor or any of these large suits of like a symbiote or armor where you get the human inside of it, and they make them larger but not too large. So like with Venom, he's a larger person, so like say 8 foot tall versus a 6 foot tall person. He's 2 foot taller. However, if you think about it, the human that's on the inside, his knee would not be bending in the same spot as the symbiote's knee. Same as his head would not be up there, his arms wouldn't, his hands wouldn't. His hands would be in the forearms, and the elbow would be in the bicep. So I don't get that. What's going on? They just make it bigger, make it believable. Where the human, it's just dead center, and you got a big thing that just works off of it in the center, and it's going off it the brain waves. But I digress. Go to my third cover of these. This is the Skottie Young one. As I've said before, I try to get a lot of the Skottie Young ones. It's one of those. I really like his artwork. He's got a unique style with it's a chaotic, controlled chaotic drawing style. He likes his little squiggly lines, and I like that. I just would like for him to get away from the baby things. But otherwise, I'll still get his books like everybody else does. And another DNA book. This one rounds out, ends, I should say, the normal first prints of all of today's books. Wolverine in his patch persona, which this is a beautiful cover of. I think the Wolverine, the nameplate, the title, should have also been white, or it should have been black with the white background. Something, this reddish orangish shouldn't have been that. It should have matched with everything else. But otherwise, this is a beautiful cover. Patch is also another one of my favorite Wolverine personas, just because it's so hilarious. I mean, he put an eye patch on like nobody would know he's Wolverine. And then last of the issues is a second printing. That's why I said this was the last of the first prints, but not the last of new issues, but it's a second printing. This one is the first part of Amazing Spider-Man / Venom Death Spiral. I had to get it. I mean, sometimes I get second printings. Some of them can be worth a lot more than the original books. If you look up, going to the 2099 universe, When Spider-Man 2099 came out, #1, it's everywhere. Still is everywhere. You can get it really cheap. However, second printing of it, not that cheap. Very hard to get because it was such a low print run. These days, they still have low print runs, but not this one. This had a large print run. I just liked it how the spirals connect them. Same as the story, it's the spirals are connecting everybody. Which, if you look, there's a new cousin. Ooh, that they said in the Amazing Spider-Man 26, that issue today. There's a cousin in it. Don't know who it is. It's a new person. Is it a kid issue? It is a first appearance. Yes, probably. I don't know. Who knows? They until they tell the name of who this person is, don't know. But this cover, it's very cool. It's just like how you could basically have it upside down. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a very cool cover. So, and then the very last thing, which is not a comic, but comic related, is the catalog, the DC Connects. This is what you get if you want to find out what June books come out, which it is evidently the summer of Supergirl. I don't get any Supergirl books. Not that it's a bad story or any of that. It just she hasn't been a character that I've picked up. Most time the DC books I get are usually Bat related, Batman, detective, Harley Quinn, things like that, of that nature. But these are fun to have. Again, if you don't get these, a good thing to do is to grab them for 2 reasons. One, they're free. For 3 reasons. One, they're free. 2, it is informative. You can find out what you need to pick up in the next 3 months. But also could be the actual first appearance of a character. If it's a new book, then it's the first appearance. Same as with the Marvel previews of these when they come out. It has the Death Spiral promo and Web of Venom promo. So those are first appearances before the actual comic came out. So that's something to think about. To go, put that back there. So you can think about doing that. And one last look at the books before we go say wow. Yeah. Anyways, so that was today's new comic haul. On my last note, I will say this: next week I will not have a video posted because I will not be in town. I'm on vacation and I am going out of town. So hopefully I will have a video after I get back that will talk about some of the shops that I go to where I'm going. And then also when I come back, it will be 2 weeks worth of books. And one of the things to look forward to will be the Spider-Man Superman crossover of that. It's the Marvel version. So I'll have it stacked like that. So until then, have a great day, enjoy your comics, and hopefully you enjoyed this video.